Greetings, SDGMC. We are so excited to be with you tonight as we contemplate regathering for a jingle that's going to be like no other we've ever experienced. There's so many of you who I know are eager to return to the chorus and experience all of these things we've been missing, the friendships and the common joy of singing we each have experienced. And what's even more is there's about 50 people who want to be part of that as well, who are seeking to join our SDGMC family. So as we look forward to returning in September, there's some really important guidelines that are going to frame the participation of those who choose to join. And we're looking for your commitment to these guidelines, and we're asking you to make the commitment with them in mind so there's no surprises when you come to the first rehearsal on September 13th. So Andy Riggs, our guest artistic director who's put together an amazing program, our stalwart executive director Jeff Heine, and our dynamic membership director Bill Flanagan are all here to give you the information you need to make an informed decision. Don't worry, if you decide Jingle is not the right show for your big return, that's perfectly fine because there's going to be shows in 2022 and many years beyond. So above all else, we just want you to make a thoughtful decision about your participation in Jingle. And first up, here's Jeff Heine to talk a little bit about some COVID-specific protocols you'll commit to if you join us for Jingle.
First of all, hello everyone. It's good to be here again to talk to all of you. And I'm just here, as Jim said, just to give you a quick update on what we're going to be requiring prior to your arrival for first rehearsal. We will be requiring proof of a COVID vaccine. So you will be required to show proof for admittance to the first rehearsal. We will make a notation that we do have your vaccination proof on record. You keep that card, you don't give it to us at all, but we will make a notation that you did show it to us, and that will get you in for future rehearsals. Masks will be required throughout each rehearsal until such time as it's safe to reduce their use. We're asking you to come masked. We will be providing masks for the first few rehearsals as well. So if you do forget, we will have some on hand for you to use as well. And in fact, we will have a special mask coming in that we're going to try out with everyone. So we'll ask each of you to pick up one of those masks at the first rehearsal, and we'll see how those work, if they help us with the process of singing. We will be social distancing 3 feet apart. It'll be required in all rehearsals. We've mapped out both the Friendship Hall and the sanctuary for that. We will need to take more breaks to exchange air in the room where we're rehearsing at multiple points during rehearsal. And there is no guarantee if you join us that we will actually perform in December. COVID will ultimately dictate our operation, and member safety is our first priority. Now, if we do have a breakthrough event this fall, we more than likely will have to stop rehearsals for a specified amount of time. Depending on when this happens, it could impact our concert preparedness. So please, if you do get sick this fall, let us know, go get tested so we can make everyone's safety our top concern. We may do testing during Tech Week and prior to the first concert. And of course, a positive test would mean that you cannot perform. The final show may not end up being our typical Jingle concert. It could end up being a 1-hour version due to public health concerns. It could be in some other kind of format, but we are planning and committed to going in to the Balboa Theater on December 11th and 12th for a regular 2-hour Jingle concert. And that's our optimum solution. That's our goal. And we are going to continue to work through that and get there as best we can. However, as you think about what you want to do, you may come to feel that we may just be a little overly cautious with our COVID precautions. If so, you may want to consider returning in 2022. We are being very cautious, and we're being very cautious because the safety of our singers is the most important concern that we all have. Now, those of you who choose to participate will acknowledge these COVID-related measures and commit to being personally responsible, as well as supportive of others who join following the same guidelines. So let's find out a little more about what Jingle is actually going to be about. And I'd like to introduce Andy Riggs, our guest artistic director.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be with you this season. I'm really looking forward to Jingle. It's going to be a wonderful time. I'll tell you a little bit about the repertoire here in a minute, but I do want to tell you a couple of the other things that I'll be helping you out and working with you all together on. We'll be talking about how to sing best with a mask on. I did this all summer with my master's program, and it's not optimal, but it is what we need to do to be safe, and we can find ways to help lift our voices, can find ways that we improve our diction, and we will be working on all of those things. You will see there will be times where I'm wearing a clear face shield instead of a mask, and the only reason for that is that a lot of directors' cues come from our faces. So if you can't see my mouth, you're not going to know the cue, and so it won't be for any other reason other than to make sure that you can see that the cues that are happening, and then we make sure that you're getting the optimal time in your rehearsals to continue to improve as we prepare for the concert. There are some pieces already up on Chorus Connection if you want to take a look at those and get started early. And we are also working diligently to try and get every track done prior to the first rehearsal. We are working very hard on that. I will also let you know that your section leaders will be with you starting at that first rehearsal, because auditions will be complete before the first rehearsal begins. So you won't have to worry about your section leader being somewhere else. So we will also look at attendance a little differently for this season. Attendance will be looked at from protecting the health of all people first. That's going to be our priority. However, if we do see that you're missing lots of rehearsals, better to be safe than sorry, but we will do a part check at some point to make sure that you're still prepared for your music. And that will be something that you'll need to take ownership for in continuing to be prepared, even if you're having to miss rehearsals. So let's talk a little. We will move, like Jeff said, between spaces, and we'll have a little bit more break time. So that's going to also just require each of us to do a little bit more of outside preparedness time. We're going to have those tracks to use. You can work with section leaders. You can contact me if you need help with something specifically, but we are going to take a little bit more personal ownership than maybe we've had to do in the past, just to help us navigate shifting so much during the rehearsal time. So now let's talk about the stuff that you're excited about. The music. That's why we all get together, right? So we have some really fun pieces to bring us back. Some that you might be familiar with like We Need a Little Christmas, or Sparkle Jolly Twinkle Jingly. And then we have some new pieces like The House Where I Grew Up and Decorate Your Bedroom. Some old classics like Caroling Caroling or Oh Holy Night. And some fun pieces too that maybe you don't know, or maybe you have done before, but like Boogie Woogie Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad, things like that, Bonse Abba. So there's things coming from all kinds of different backgrounds. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be great to be together. We'll work together through all of these COVID restrictions, and we'll find a way to bring joy for ourselves through the music and to our audience, who is going to be so excited to see us back on stage. So I can't wait to be with you. And with all of that, I'm going to throw it over to Bill, our Director of Membership, to talk.
Thanks, Andy. Hey, everybody. So this is it, huh? You can see that Jim and the board and Jeff and Andy have all been working really hard, and they are prepared and committed to keeping you guys safe and bringing us onto the stage to perform Jingle 2021 in the Balboa Theater. But there are some realities that you need to think about before you make a commitment to join for the season, and here they are. Number one, our rehearsal space is limited because of the COVID restrictions that relate to distancing. Number two, we have more than, just as Jim was saying, we have more than 50 names on our auditionees list who will be going through the process and will want to join us. Number three, our section managers who are polling you now are telling us that lots of you are wanting to return. And obviously then at the end, that means that we probably will not be able to accommodate you to have a seat for all of you as we move to rehearsals. So in the interest of fairness, we want to first priority you guys. We want you to have the first right of refusal, if you will, to make your decision and come join us. And then we will fill the remaining seats with newbies. But we don't have the luxury of time, as you know. So if you want to sing, here's our ask. Once you've made the decision, we need you to make a commitment and pay your dues. September 1st is the deadline date for that. If you have not paid your dues by September 1st, you need to know that as of September 2nd, we will begin to invite new auditionees into the process. So please make a note on your calendar and make that payment of your dues by September 1st. As always, if you need help with paying your dues, our scholarships program is there in place. All you need to do is contact me and we'll get you hooked up with some scholarship funds. So we're thinking everybody on the leadership side is committed and ready to go with this. And now you are we're basically asking you to come and join. You are the unknown. We hope that the show is going to be the last time that we ever have to operate under these kinds of conditions. But we need to know that you are there to do this with us together in the way that we feel is best for everybody. So you all know for the past year and a half, we have not been able to do what we do best. And we honestly are the story that needs to be told this year, 2021, about how music is alive and well in San Diego. So please come join us with Jingle 2021. Thank you so much for watching. And Jim, please take it over.
So I just want to summarize everything we've said this last few minutes. First, by thanking you for listening and for watching the video, so that we can set your expectations and eliminate any surprises when you come as a person who has chosen to participate in Jingle 2021. Just know it's going to be different. We're going to have to be flexible, and safety will be the overriding concern. I also would again acknowledge that there's going to be many shows ahead, and if this is not the right time for you to return, we fully understand that, and those opportunities will be both plentiful and assured in 2022 and beyond, up to our 40th anniversary, which is in sight down the road just a bit. So again, we're providing you with all this information, almost like a disclaimer, because if you choose to participate, we ask for your commitment by September 1st, and that means paying your dues. You go in with all of these things in mind, and also acknowledging that if public health guidelines dictate, unfortunately, there is a chance that we might not end up on the Balboa stage. The people who are present here, I couldn't be more proud of as the president of the chorus this year, as well as all of the folks who have planned this opportunity with your safety in mind. I do hope you'll join us, if not on stage, in the audience, and we look forward to any questions you may have. Please feel free to email me or Jeff Heine. We want to support you, and then as always, watch your email. We'll provide you with a link where you can indicate your decision in terms of participation in Jingle, and do that by September 1st. Thanks again for listening.